Okay, hi, this is Tasha, the Crafty Crat. I wanted to do a quick review today on my Polar FT7. I'm really into working out and I love my watch. I actually have Humana Healthcare, and they have a program where if you work out for 30 minutes and your heart rate is over whatever the qualifications are, mine's I think 106. If I keep my heart rate over 106 for 30 minutes, I get points, and when you build up the points you get credits, or you can get gift cards, or you can buy products and stuff. So anyway, so I keep track of my my heart rate monitor, and then I upload it to my Humana site and get credit for that. But this review is actually about the FT7 and the problem that I've had. I've had this problem, and I've read that a lot of people have actually had this problem where the your heart rate, when it shows, let's see if I can do this real quick. When you start it and you start your heart rate, mine would start either as 0, it would show 00 instead of the heart rate. You see right here it says 90, 94. It would come up as 00, or it would start fine and then it would get an error reading and show, you know, 00 in the middle of my workout, and it would go off for a couple minutes and it just wouldn't keep a reading. So I read some reviews and people said you got to make sure it's wet and it's the connections and all this other crazy stuff. So what I figured out was actually it comes with a strap with the heart rate transmitter, right? So your heart rate transmitter, you have to keep it wet. So of course you want to make sure it's nice and wet when you put it on. When you're done working out, you want to detach this part and make sure it's dry, this part here. So you want to make sure it's dry when you store it, and you want to kind of rinse off the band every once in a while. But what problem I was having is this band, even though it was the smallest one, would still slip, or it wasn't very tight on me. And I think that's actually what was causing the problem. Because what I did, and I had actually done this a while back, was I took this apart, this band apart here. See if you can see it better here. So this part right here, where you can make it looser and tighter, that little metal part, I took that apart and I made the loop so I could make this part tighter so it would fit me snugger. But that still didn't work. So I said, well, let me just try this temporarily. So I actually folded it over here, and I just did a couple stitches on each side so it wouldn't open up. So now it's a lot tighter. So now it's really, really tight when it's on me, and I haven't had one problem with the heart rate reading since I've done that. So it's very, very, very snug. You got to make sure it's tight. If it's at all loose, I guess it loses a connection. I'm not a big sweater anyways, but I mean, it's always, you always want to make sure it's wet. But once it loses that little, you know, if you move a certain way and you're, you know, it just loses a connection. So if you're having problems with your heart rate reading 0 during your workout, it'll show a normal heart rate and then it'll come up 0 and it's hard to get it started. Try making sure that your strap is tighter. Even if you have to safety pin it, if you have to sew it, whatever, you want to make sure this is very, very, very tight on your body. And you want to make sure it's up as kind of like if you wear a sports bra, if you're a woman. Mine goes right underneath my sports bra. So you want to make sure that it's kind of right in this area right here, kind of by your ribs right up here. So you make sure it's nice and tight right there. Other than that, this is an awesome watch. I love it. I've had it for going on a year. This summer will be a year, and I really, really enjoy it. It keeps you motivated because you can see how many calories and everything that you're burning. That was my only issue though, was the heart rate readings coming up 0, and it would be really, really frustrating, especially when you're working out and you know your heart rate is like sky high and it's not giving you credit for it. So it would drive me crazy. But anyways, hope this helps, even if it helps one person. Like I said, I've read a lot of reviews where people say that it's these little connectors here, that it's those or this, and I clean those, and you know, I really make sure it's dry and everything, but that wasn't my problem at all. It was really how tight it was on your body. So you want to make sure that that it's really, really nice and snug. And you need to have a direct contact on your body, not through any clothing. All right, well, thanks for watching. I hope this helps.